Racing out at Kenilworth, it's the added meeting, and thanks very much to the authorities for putting on an additional meeting. And this is racing out on Saturday, the 10th of July. 8 races, quite a competitive card, I've got to say. And this preview is brought to you by GGGaming, where you get a double stretch on the best bet and the best value bet brought to you on this show. Let's go straight to race number 1. And race number 1 is the Welcome to Cape Racing Maiden Juvenile Plate. It's over 1,400 metres. And here my first choice is going to be with the 7, Night Ruler. Ran third in the feature race last time out. Does look to have the strongest form in this contest here, and I think will be quite a tough nut to crack. I do think will be a decent winner in the first. So 7, a decent first choice for me. Back in second, the 9 horse Sky God. This is a horse that's improving each and every start, and the last couple of runs have been much better. And I think, again, you can make a case for that having a nice each-way chance. But I think probably will have to settle for second place. For third, I'm going to go with the 2, Angry Warrior. Here's a horse that's been running to form and pretty consistent. And once again, you can probably expect a decent showing from it. First selections then, 7, 9 and 2 for race number 1. Race number 2 will be the opening leg of the place accumulator. And here I'm going to go with number 1 as my first choice. Race 2 is the tabonline.co.za. It's a maiden plate over 1,400 metres, and number 1 is Lord Marmite. Been knocking on the doors, been there or thereabout each and every start for the last couple of runs, and again, you really think that he's going to have his day in the sun, and this well could be the day. So number 1, Lord Marmite for me as the first selection. For second, I'm going to go with the 2, Freedom Park. Here's a horse that's been a little bit better since he's tried a little bit further, and again, you think you can make a case for him. He's not a champion by any stretch of the imagination, but this does look to be a race where he could feature. For third, I'm going to go with the 8, Sun Dazed. This is a horse that's been improving as well, and there might just be significant improvement, enough to beat some of these older horses. So I do think that comes into the race with a fair shout as well. For me, 1, 2 and 8, the selections for race number 2. Race number 3 is the Kilowatt Maiden Plate for fillies and mares over 1,400 metres. And here I like this horse, best bet on the card, Adderbury Lake number 2. Gee, she's overdue. She's been running crackers for such a long time. She always just seems to find one to beat her. And I've said this on the show a couple of times. This looks to be the right race, and it certainly does appear that way to me again. So I think Adderbury Lake should go very close. In fact, I do think it's the best bet on the card. And I think the jockey booking also is significant. So 2, Adderbury Lake, the banker, the best bet on the card, race number 3. For second, I'm going with number 7, Jetrix. Also has been there or thereabout, has some solid form, could certainly challenge. And then for third, number 1, Razzle Dazzle Them. I've followed this horse since her very solid debut, and she's been pretty costly to follow, I have to say. So I think Adderbury Lake could get it right this time. That's the best bet. I'm going with her one more time. Let's move on to race number 4. This is the caperacing.co.za. It's merit rated 74, a handicap over 1,000 metres. First choice for me here is number 5. That is Baltimore Jack. Really in good form and seems to quite like a bit of sting at the ground as well. I think again he's going to be competitive. He's dropped down the ratings. He's obviously got a little bit of a penalty for the last win, but I still think he's off quite a favourable mark. He's going to be my first choice, Baltimore Jack. For second, number 2, Fighter. The ever-consistent Paul Reeves yard, they just run well every time they come to the racecourse, and Fighter's been doing just that as well, and you can make a case for him to be right there in the vanguard. For third, I'm going with the 7, Line of Power, another horse who's been holding his form, doesn't know how to run a bad race, and again, could be competitive down the bottom for your trifectas and exactas. 5, 2 and 7 then, the numbers for race number 4. Race number 5 is the Computer Form Online Pinnacle Stakes over 1,200 metres. First choice for me here is number 3, his choice. My choice is his choice. And this is a horse that's been really progressive of late, and I do think he's going to be very difficult to beat here. He's probably one of the better bets on the card as well. For second, I'm going to go with the 4, Irish Morning. Geez, he's been consistent as well. He hasn't run too many bad races. He's highly regarded. He hasn't done much wrong. Great little match race this. I do think it's going to be those 2, the 3 and the 4, that fight out race number 5. For third, I'm going to go with the 5 horse. That's World's Your Oyster. The older type of horse. We know what he's about. We know he's got ability. And again, he'll put his best foot forward. And he certainly is a candidate for the trifectas and quartets. 3, 4 and 5, the numbers for race number 5. Race number 6. Now here's a wide open Racing Association merit rated 76 handicap for fillies and mares. They're going over the 1600 meter trip, and number 4 is going to come out as my top choice. That's Daughter of Zeus. She's been running really well. Her post-maiden efforts have been solid, and I do think that she has got the ability to go in once again. Then I'm going to go for second with the 3 horse. That is River Cafe. Drops down in class a little bit. Here's a filly that can certainly improve further, and she could be the biggest danger to Daughter of Zeus. For third, I'm going to go with the 2 Crimson Princess. This is a horse that does seem to be getting better as racing goes along. I think she's quite an improver here, and could be one that's worth throwing in. 4, 3 and 2 selections for race number 6. Let's move on to race number 7, and this is the World Sports Betting Gallops and Goals, merit rated 69, a handicap for fillies and mares. And here's a race that is quite open once again. Another fillies and mares handicap, this time even lower in the ratings at a 69. For first, I'm going to go with Celtic Knight. I think she's been getting ready for this. The yard seems to have turned the corner, and she does look to have a decent chance in this type of field. For third, I'm going to go with the 3 Silver Sabre. That looks to be a horse that certainly is on the up as well, so strong hand from the yard. And then for third, I'm going to go with the 4 horse Tallahassee. So let's just confirm those numbers. For first, I'm going the 5 Celtic Knight. For second, I'm going the 3 Silver Sabre. And for third, I'm going with the 4 Tallahassee. And these are horses that I think will be right on top of each other in this low contested handicap. And I think it could be a very good race indeed. So Celtic Knight comes out as my best value bet as well. So Celtic Knight will be the best value bet on the card for me. She is my first choice, race number 7. 8th and final race on the card for our Saturday meeting. It's the added meeting out at Kenilworth. Hopefully the rain doesn't play havoc with this meeting as well. Had quite a lot of rain on the Thursday. And race number 8 is the World Sports Betting next meeting, the 17th of July. Open contest is a real toughie to end the card. If you can afford to go field in the exotics, I'd do just that. I'm going to go with the 3, twice the quality to win. Won its last start, and just based on current form and well-being, I thought we'd go in and give her another chance as well. Next up, I'm going to go with the 1 Silver Tiara, another horse who's been pretty consistent, has been there or thereabouts and holding form. I think could be good enough for that second berth. And then for third, the 6 horse Feinboss also has been running really well of late. And again, you can make a case for that. But as I said, this is wide open. This is a race where you need to throw in as many as possible. And if you have got the budget to go wide and even include field for the back end of your pick 6, I would do just that. All right, let's move on to the exotics, and we'll start with the place accumulator. Here are the PA numbers. I'm going 1 and 2 for the first leg, by Banker 2, Adderbury Lake, by 2 and 5, by 3 and 4, by 2, 3 and 4, by 3, 4, 5, by 1, 3 and 6. I'll repeat those numbers. 1 and 2, by 2 and 5, by 3 and 4, by 2, 3, 4, by 3, 4, 5, by 1, 3 and 6. Those are your PA numbers for our GGGaming PA. Pick 6 time. And again, starting with the Banker 2, Adderbury Lake's going to be our banker in the first leg. Banker 2 by 2, 5, 7, by 3, 4, 5, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by 3, 4, 5 and 8, by 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. If you can go wider in the back end, I suggest you do that. That is a real tough race, and there could be any one of those runners that come through and cause the upset. Best bet comes in the form of Adderbury Lake in race 3, and then my best value is going to be Celtic Knight in race number 7. So those are the 2 best bets and best value bet. And a reminder, you get a double stretch with GGGaming when you take on either those horses, Adderbury Lake or Celtic Knight. Those are the selections for our meeting out at Kenilworth on Saturday, the 10th of July. Enjoy racing. This preview was brought to you by GGGaming.